Hello all. Time to start another project. This is a 1936 quick mix cement mixer. Anybody from the Milton Show or Georgian Bay has probably seen this, but not for a lot of years. This is Dad's, and says he restored it in the early 80s. I'll get a good picture of the tag. Sold and serviced by W.L. Ballantyne, Toronto, Ontario. This is a 3.5. There's the number. And as far as we know, this is King Paving's, or one of King Paving's original pieces. Now back here in the doghouse, there would have been a stover, which we have. It's just out in the shed right now. So up there was the big bull gear that went for turning the drum. I was crammed in here the other day pulling that off, but we got it. Doghouse is about ready to come off. And I guess just start going piece by piece. Everything's functional, everything operates. There's your drum lock here, so release that. And that'll be your set stop. Can only go so far. A few things need to be done. Obviously it's pretty rough, but they say it hasn't seen the light of day in quite a few years, and Dad redid this back in the 80s, so. But it's all here, it all works. Alright, we're going to do a little bit more, so try and make this video a bit longer. Alright, we'll talk to you guys in a sec. Alrighty, wasn't too bad. Doghouse is off. So there you can see the input shaft. A little bit of play, but not bad for considering how old it is. So next we're gonna take the actual drum off. Dad was telling me it comes off that guy and the 2 Allen screws, and then kind of just drops from what I understand. So I have to block it up a little bit so it doesn't just drop, because that's a good, oh, is that 4 or 5 inch? And then we can take the arbor off and work on getting all of this apart. Yeah, there's the back side of the doghouse. Nothing spectacular, just basically a piece of tin riveted together. See the rivets there. Okay, we're gonna use a little bit of the best penetrating oil that we have ever come across. Deep Creep.
That seems to work pretty good.
So try and get the drum off and we'll get back to you, alright? Alright, I'm gonna attempt to show you guys how this works.
We should take those Allen keys out first, maybe. That kind of holds everything together. I've already broke them free, so this should come out fairly easy. Well, since I originally restored this back in the early 80s, it's been inside pretty much all the time, so now that it's time to redo it again. The parts are coming apart fairly easily.
Which is always a nice thing working on this old stuff.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a nice display, and it hasn't seen the light of day in a lot of years, so I figured it's more than time to get it out. Something for a little different display, and people can see what they're used for, what these engines are used for. That box of parts.
Yeah, like I was saying a bit earlier there, anybody that went to Milton and Georgian Bay shows probably going to recognize this.
Yeah, it's been there for a lot of years, though.
So that's just going to drop.
Well, it should be. Sorry, it's down now. So as you take that bolt down, it'll drop a bit. Yeah, that popped off easy enough.
There, you need a little pry bar.
I'm gonna pop down and take the shins out of it. I'm thinking if we take this out, like I said, I just didn't want the drum to fall. So can you hold the phone in one hand? And
give me a sec, guys. This isn't a one-handed operation.
well, I'm just gotta pull one piece out. That may squirt here.
Okay, so we got the drum to come down, but there's not enough clearance to just kind of roll it out. So we're going to take the top yoke off, and then hopefully we can just lift that up, then take the drum out. Should be able to. Try and take the bearing caps off. What size is the top?
Probably 13/16. I got the adjuster out there.
There's the cap and the bearing. But see if we get these or not. There we go. Like I said, Deep Creep is the best stuff we found that actually works.
Yeah.
Sure, there's other stuff, but this works the best for us.
A lot of guys like that Croyle stuff. This is pretty comparable, I think.
We'll do the one here and then we'll get back to you. I don't think you really want to sit and watch 10 minutes of taking 4 bolts out.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't take that long.
Okay, we'll get back to you guys in a sec here. Okay, so this is more or less for us, so we remember, but the front bearing cap with the gears and drum adjuster is a K10-108, and the back drive or driven side is a K10 focus K110. K110 goes to the back, K108 goes to the front. So we're calling this the front and this the back, obviously, but everything looks pretty good. There's no pitting or anything on the bearings, so. Alright, next we gotta lift that arbor off, and I know I'm not gonna be able to film and do that at the same time. It's gonna be way too heavy. Alrighty, we'll get back to you when that's all apart. Okay, so slight change of plans. The lock had to come off first because we couldn't lift the yoke up past the gear, but that's out. Drum pops off, and then, you know, maybe take the tongue out and the wheels and stuff, but the rest of it's just frame now. Greasy.
The wheels off it and we're going to the frame.
Very greasy. Oh well, it's a good thing. That's a grease. But that's a good thing.
Lots of grease on it when
So
I put it together. So it's,
that's pretty much it, guys. I think that's all we're gonna really do right now. Everything's got to be brought in and cleaned, but
a lot of it's going to be done out here, I think.
yeah, I think that's good enough for right now, though. So
Just get the drum down.
alrighty, guess we'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, next time we see it, we'll start getting cleaned up and we'll get the wheels off of it, get them cleaned up. The hubcaps all cleaned up. And we can start working our way at that stuff inside. The bigger pieces we'll probably have to do out here. But, oh well, we got lots of nice days coming. We can play around with it. As long as it's ready to go by show season. Hopefully. We get down to Cool Springs this year. That's where she's going to go first, because Stover's the special feature, and Stover's the engine that runs this. So that's what we're kind of headed towards. Get it ready for Cool Spring in the middle of June. So fingers crossed that we can go to the shows this year. Anyhow, that's all I got to say until we start doing some more.
Alrighty, we'll talk to you guys later.